It's official. We're living in the worst timeline. The guy that was supposed to bail out all the crypto hedge funds this summer after Luna's collapse is actually the one that's going to take down the entire industry. My God, what's happening? I don't think anyone saw this coming, but all the signs were there. SBF wrapped himself in a cloak of credibility. Not only did he get celebrities to invest in FTX, but he also had celebrities to perform Super Bowl ads for him.
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never. Franklin! Hey, I left my cane in there!
So, how could it possibly go wrong? So I was thinking about this and I had an idea. We're gonna play a game, okay? I'm gonna describe a character and you're gonna tell me who I'm talking about. You ready? All right. This person went to an elite school. This person was on the cover of Forbes magazine. This person was also on the cover of Fortune magazine. This person raised billions of dollars for their company. This person had a social mission. This person completely destroyed all trust in their industry. Do you know who I'm talking about? If you don't know anything about Elizabeth Holmes or Theranos, go check out The Dropout on Hulu. It's not a documentary, but it's based off of true events, and it's going to be the most entertaining way for you to find out what actually happens.
What if you could test your blood in your own home? And what if it wasn't a whole vial, but just a drop? I'm going to drop out to Stanford. This machine is going to change the world.
These kids don't overthink. They don't get bogged down about the way things have always been done. They want to change things now.
Together, we're making healthcare accessible to everyone in this country.
I don't understand how you're doing this extremely complex chemical engineering with a high school degree.
This technology is 10 years away.
Your idea is impossible, so you just keep trying.
Do or do not. There is no try. That's Yoda.
Okay.
You probably already heard about the arbitrage opportunity that SBF discovered in 2018 that initially made most of his money. He would just buy Bitcoin in the US and then transfer that to Japan, sell it in Japan for a slightly higher price, take all the profits, wire it back to the US, and repeat that cycle over and over. And voila, infinite money hack. But that doesn't, what? People say this, but I was always wondering, where did he get the initial money from, right? How do you get millions of dollars in the first place and then transfer it and do this entire thing? Because if you're trying to do that with a few $1,000s, you're not really going to make a lot of money doing that. So you need a big significant portion of initial capital to get that loop started. And the way he did this was through other people's money. That's right. He took on investors to get this started. In late 2018 and early 2019, SBF's hedge fund, Alameda Research, took on investors. And this is the letter that they sent them. High returns with no downside. Wow, I guess when you put it like that, sign me up. What could possibly go wrong? So after making some money with Alameda Research, he needed a way to really supercharge this capital growth, right? And to do that, he founded FTX. But to explain exactly how Alameda and FTX tie in together, let's take a slight tangent so that we can go over the difference between a crypto exchange and a market maker. A crypto exchange like FTX needs a market maker to help facilitate those trades. Here's how a market maker works. Let's say John goes to sell 100 tokens. He gets a price quote for $25. Anne wants to buy 100 tokens, and she gets a price quote for $25.05. When they execute that trade, the market maker buys the 100 tokens from John and then sells them to Anne for a 5-cent profit. And this market maker was Alameda. So not only was SBF making money from the FTX fees, he was also making money from all the transactions that were happening on the platform through his own market maker. Conflict of interest, you say? What? No, we don't talk about that. We don't know anything about that. Oh, and if you think that's the extent of what actually happened, trust me, it gets worse. Jason Choi on Twitter has a great thread about this. His source told him that Alameda even had a special API key that would execute their trades faster than anyone else, which helped them front run a lot of the trades. And then there's the Achilles heel that took down the entire FTX empire, the FTT coin. So here's their playbook. Create a token out of thin air, right? And then imbue it with some utility. So we already have the FTX platform, so how do we imbue this random made-up token with some utility? Let's say we'll give lower fees on FTX transactions. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go with that. Now, let's loan these coins to Alameda. It can't possibly be illegal, right? We're just loaning them out. Now that Alameda has all of these valuable coins, let's take a loan out against them. So let's collateralize this FTT coin and take out a loan for Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, USDT, right? All the legitimate coins. And now we're stacked with cash. Okay, now that we actually have real legitimate coins, what can we do with them? Here's an idea. Let's lever up all of these coins and trade on all the insider information that we have. So we can, for every trade, we can make a lot more money if we just increase our leverage. Okay, let's go with that. And if the market crashes and we can't pay back these loans, we have a whole wad of cash in the FTX treasury, right? These are all customer funds. We could just withdraw some of it and pay back these loans. And as long as people don't withdraw all their money at the same time, we should be good to go, because we'll make that money back through all the trades. And no one's going to even know, right? No harm, no foul. And the crazy thing is that all of this would have actually worked. And it would have kept on working if CZ hadn't threatened to dump his $600 million worth of FTT coins. If he hadn't made that threat, there wouldn't have been a bank run on FTX. And if there was no bank run, they might have just survived and we could have just kept on going without knowing how much fraud was actually happening within that organization. So now we're here. Customers lost all of their money. FTX is $8 billion in the hole. Withdrawals are frozen. And to make matters worse, there was a $600 million hack right after all of this news came out. My God, what a shit show. This is like the death blow to so many new investors in crypto, because they got burned by this and now they're probably never going to return, which really sucks, because crypto was meant to fight these kinds of actions. Right? This is what crypto was made for. Nobody really knew what was happening in FTX besides SBF and his top goons. Right? There was no transparency at all. And if FTX was a decentralized exchange, then we could audit every single transaction and we could find out exactly where all the money is being sent. And you want to know the funny thing about all of this? The regulators are probably going to be talking about how FTX is not safe and how we need to protect the consumers, and they're going to try to regulate DeFi as opposed to regulating centralized finance. And it's going to set the entire industry back. But the funny thing here is that FTX paid back all of their DeFi loans, and they didn't really get to pay back any of the other people that loaned them money. Why is that? Because DeFi runs on smart contracts and there's no negotiating. There's no one to talk to. There's nothing you can say to convince them to give you an extended timeline. That's it. It's just code is law. And if they didn't pay up, their collateral was going to get liquidated. It's just that simple. If you want to know how I avoided this meltdown along with the collapse of 3 Hours Capital, Celsius, BlockFi, and Luna, and all the other ones that went down just this year, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.